This is Ray, K6NOV, net control station for the SOARA Tuesday Night Net. Before we begin, let's check if there's any emergency or priority traffic. If so, please call now. All right, hearing none, let's begin. This is the South Orange Amateur Radio Association's weekly membership net. This net is held every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on the SOARA linked repeaters, and that's 447.180 megahertz, 147.645 megahertz, and 224.640 megahertz. You can find out more about our organization at our website, SOARA.org. This is a directed net, so please direct all traffic through this net control station, K6NOV. This net is open to all licensed amateurs, and not only do we welcome, but we encourage guest check-ins. Let's start with announcements. Are there any announcements for the net? If so, please call now.
W6EDT.
All right, I'm still fumbling on my volume. Was that you, Dale? Please come again.
Roger. W6EDT on the 2-meter machine. Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yeah, you're coming in strong now. Now that I got my volume set properly. All right, any other announcements? Please call now.
N6 RPR.
All right, Dan, I got you. Any other announcements? Please call now. All right, well, let's take it away there, Dale. Go ahead with your announcement, and then we'll follow up with Dan. W6EDT, K6NOV.
Well, thank you, Ray, and thank you for running the net. Now, I'm assuming you'll make the propagator announcement. I'm just going to announce that we have a meeting coming up a week from yesterday. It's going to have an interesting presentation by W4BY on polar modulation. I'm really interested to hear about that. Used in the new Aurora radio, as well as, I believe, the QMX Plus and some of the other similar radios. So with that, and one other thing, it came to my attention that a company called ITU is rejuvenating Cushcraft and another antenna manufacturer. I just lost the announcement. But anyway, some of these pieces of MFJ are apparently coming back to life under new owners. So that's good news. Maybe they'll pick up more of it as well. So then thanks to the I6WE for giving me that information. So with that, I'll pass it back to Ned and consider me checked in as well for the roundtable, W6EDT.
All right, thanks for that, Dale. Let's go over to Dan, N6RPR, K6NOV.
Thanks, Ray. N6 RPR. I know we got some Mesh Core guys on this net that have repeaters. If you have a repeater, it's time to update to the newest version, 1.14.1 on the Mesh Core site. And you can go ahead and set it to 2 bytes now. If you need the commands for that, I will post them in the group. But if you're running a Mesh Core repeater, it's time to upgrade and go to 2 bytes. That's repeaters only, not to your clients yet. And that's just an update from West Coast now. Back to Mexico.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. All right, I'll throw in my announcement here. Well, actually, first I'm going to throw out, I think this Saturday coming up is a SOARA Saturday, and it's at Gillerin Park. I think originally we were saying it was at the Murray Center, but that's incorrect. It's going to be at Gillerin Park, so hope to see you guys there. And then also Propagator articles. As you may know, I am the publisher of the Propagator, and really appreciate any article submitted, and it really could be anything, even just recommended links that you found that are helpful for you, or just anything you've worked on just to share with fellow members. There's a good article in there this month, just came out a few days ago, that was from Rich, an old member of ours who moved out of town, but he still contributed articles, so that's super awesome. Just send those over to K6NOV@SOARA.org. Let's see if there's any other announcements before we move into check-ins. Any other announcements? Please call now. All right. Let's move over to check-ins. And please come with your full call sign, phonetically, please, and slow if possible. I'm still bad at writing these things down, but we'll get there. Oh, and your name if I don't know your call. So let's take check-ins now. Check-ins, please. Call now.
N6 ESG, November 6, Echo Sierra Golf. That's N6 ESG, Glenn, Mission Vehicle. Kilo 6, Hotel India Victor.
And Alpha India 6 Whiskey Echo, and the other company, the old thing that was high gain.
Alpha Juliet 6 Echo Echo, AJ60E Kevin.
All right, let's take a break there. I've got Glenn, Knut, Mike, and Kevin. Let's continue on. Any other check-ins? Please call now.
Kilo November 6, Hotel Echo Charlie, KM6, HBC. It's Anthony Ray. Kilo 6, Lima Zulu Bravo, Roger, Liberty Hill, KK6.
Other check-ins, please call now.
Kilo Zulu Victor Bob. Alpha Juliet 6, Lima Uniform, Harold.
All righty. We picked up Bob and Harold as well. All right, let's go into the topic. And the topic, so I don't know if you guys remember last month when I was NCS, I had a topic on what was your best purchase under $100. And we had a pretty good round table talking about all the different things that people have bought. So this is kind of a follow-up question, kind of on the flip side. And that's like, what ham radio purchase have you made that didn't turn out how you expected? And maybe you learned something from it. And actually, I know you learned something from it because we always learn doing ham radio, right? So what did you learn from it? And so let's do that for the topic. We'll go up to the top and go to Dale, W6EDT, K6NLV.
Well, thank you, Ray. And yeah, great topic. So two things that I bought that didn't work out as planned. One was a Titan DX antenna. It's an HF antenna 40 through 10, with maybe some of the work bands thrown in, but not all of them, maybe like not 30 meters, maybe. Anyway, pretty disappointing. Just didn't work very well. It was hard to tune and stuff like that. I suspect it was defective, or, well, the internal phasing harness is bad, but I was disappointed because I was looking for a new antenna. I bought it used, and there was no guarantee, so I'm not upset as the person who told it to me. It just didn't work out, and eventually bought a separate big IR, and worked really, really well. The other thing I bought that surprised me and also didn't work out well was a piece of what I thought was LMR class 400 class coax, and when I was using it, SWR was really creeping up, and it's like, wow, what's going on here, you know? And finally diagnosed it to be the coax. I put a dummy load at various points in the signal chain, and finally determined the coax was the problem. It only worked when I was running a fair amount of power, 500-600 watts. It was irritating and causing a problem. Turns out, and everybody probably knows this, but at the time I didn't, not all 400 class cable is the same. This particular cable was a feed line, feed line out of a cellular system, and its breakdown voltage was nowhere near enough to handle 500 watts of power. It's a perfectly fine piece of coax. It was starting internally, which probably hurt it a little bit, but boy, that was a big shock. So anyway, that's my story, and I'll pass it back to Ned.
All right, thanks for that, Dale. And your coax story there reminded me of one of mine. And I bought some coax off of Amazon that I found, and RG8X, and was going to use it, or I do use it for SOTA or POTA activations. And but it was a solid center conductor, so it's a real pain to wind it back up, and it ends up just kind of not as flexible as you would like when you're trying to put things into a backpack and go into a portable operation. So lesson learned there. Let's go over to Dan and N6 RPR, K6 NOV.
Thanks, Ray. N6 RPR. I'm going to follow in on the coax thing. I've had a couple bad experiences with patch cables and other fake LMR 400 coax. So other than that, I've been pretty lucky. I usually ask for advice before I buy anything big, and I'm generally pretty certain on my bigger purchases. But yeah, disappointing stuff is trying to save a buck on the coax. And I'll turn it back to Matt in a bit, yeah.
All right, thanks, Dan. Let's go over to Glenn, N6 ESG, K6 NOV.
Yeah, this is Glenn, N6 ESG. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to contribute, and I'm headed off to bed. I'm pretty tired. But anyway, 73.
All right, thanks, Glenn, and 73, and thanks for checking in. It's always great to have check-ins, and that's always an option for anyone. You can always do, check-in only. All right, let's go over to Canoe, K6 HIV, K6 NOV.
Well, good evening to the net from the K6 HIV in beautiful downtown Rancho Santa Margarita. Great day, great night, weather-wise here in SoCal. Yeah, I actually looking to see if I could find this radio. I bought a radio. Actually, what did I learn from it? Watch out what people tell you on these YouTube videos about this gadget or that gadget. Boy, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And, it was this little software-defined radio QRP. Actually, I think it was about 5 watts. And the YouTubers were, doing with it and other remote operation, etc. Let me give you more. And so I checked it out, and the price was incredibly, it was about $120. Basically, go right then. And if I went ahead and bought it, the thing didn't work. And then I started reading some of the comments, and apparently other people have had the same problem. The biggest, the best lesson I learned from it, and I don't mean this to be a commercial, but fortunately I bought it from Amazon, and they had a very good insurance policy. They had to contact the vendor and see if it was. I wanted to fix it. I something wrong with it. I'm glad to keep it, but I wanted them to fix it. And Amazon helped intervene with the vendor more, and vendor just never answered. Amazon sent my money back, told me to keep the radio, so I still have it. One of these days, the famous last word is, one of these days I got to take it apart. I think it might just be a bad, I know Chinese manufacturing, it might be just bad solder joints between the antenna connection and the front end of the radio. That's what it appears to be. There could be something wrong with the front end of the radio, but that's what it looks like. At any rate, that was my couple of lessons from a bad deal amateur radio. Back to that control.
All right, thanks for that, Canute. And you bring up a good point. Amazon sometimes you don't know what you're getting, and I bought one of those hats for a Raspberry Pi to do Pi Star, build a little hotspot for digital radio, and it was cheap, and it just didn't work right. Once I actually bought from a source that you kind of know, like Ham Radio Outlet or RNL or DX Engineering, one of those places, you at least know you're getting a good product or the actual product and not like a copy. So that's definitely a good lesson learned for sure. All right, let's head over to Mike, AI6 with the Echo, K6NLB.
All right, not a problem there, Ray. And yeah, first the rabbit hole, everybody's going down. I've had some good coax and bad coax. You never know what you're getting, especially in the used department. But that's why it's always good to have a Nano VNA or Rig Expert or something where you can check coax and internet capability. So you can actually check what the coax actually is. But all hams have had good purchases and bad purchases. But besides that, not much else going on. Back to next.
All right, thanks, Mike. And yeah, that's a great point. I know when I went to the little swap meet, the ERW swap meeting with Dale one time, and he had his antenna analyzer in his backpack with him, and a multimeter. That kind of stuff is good to have when you're getting used equipment, that's for sure. Let's go over to Kevin, AJ6EE, K6NLB.
Good evening, everybody. AJ6 Echo, Kevin over here in Anaheim. Well, first of all, I'm enjoying all of everybody's comments, and I've had some of those experiences, not so much of the coax, but like with hotspots and things. I don't have anything really that struck me, and then I got thinking about it, and I thought, well, every year, the last few years, I've gone up with another ham group, and we go up to Mount Baldy and go hiking. And I took a couple of radios, because we do simplex up there, and we keep in touch. We check in on everybody, because everybody hikes at different speeds. And I was surprised that I took two Yaesu HTs and a Kenwood, and one of the Yaesu's 60, it's an FT60. When people would talk, it never hurt them. It didn't, nothing out of the speaker. It didn't receive them. And the FT65, I think it was that I got, which is a much newer radio, and the Kenwood TH74 were just fine. So it really just surprised me that radios from the same manufacturer even could be that different. Could have been, and these were stock antennas and things, so could have just been that particular radio had an issue, I don't know. But that's all I got, AJ6E.
All right, thanks for that. And yeah, no, I swear by my FT60, and it's my go-to photo radio for VHF, which I bring with me. And I like it because it has a squelch knob on it on the top, so you can actually pull your squelch off and hear, weak signals really easily, and you don't have to fumble through a menu setting to get to it. So that's definitely one of my favorite radios. So interesting. But yeah, it would be interesting to check that out, see what's wrong. And then, actually, that made me think of something else I forgot to mention to Canute, and that is bring that radio to a SOARA Saturday. And I'm sure somebody will help take a look at it and just be curious to see that thing, that's for sure. All right, well, thanks, Kevin. Let's go over to Anthony and 6HEC K6NLB.
Hey, Ray. Thanks for doing that. I'm in my mobile right now and just pulled into my driveway, but I really haven't been disappointed with anything. I mean, the only thing I can think of is I have no idea where I got them, but recently I was adding another radio to one of my splitters there, and I grabbed this patch cord. I have no idea where I got it from, but it gave me a high match, and I don't know what, just one of those cheapies, I guess, I got a long time ago. And actually, that was just recently, but it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. And but I was able to find another one, and that one worked fine. So that's all I have on this round. But anyway, thanks for viewing the net, and back to you. I'm going to run in the shack real quick and turn on the base there. So I'll be back in a minute. KN6HDC.
All right, sounds good, Anthony. Let's go over to Roger, KK6 Lima Zulu Bravo, K6NLB.
Net, this is KK6LB. I've had some radios over the years that have given me a little bit of trouble. One of them was a Chinese radio, the other was a UNCW North. But I haven't had any problems with coax.
Luckily, I've managed to escape that debacle. I do try to stay away from Amazon as well on certain things. Especially things that I radios that I really like and I really want to. But back to you, NLV, which is 66.
All right, thanks, Roger. Let's go to Bob, N5 KZV, K6 NLV.
Good evening, Ray and all. This is N5 KZV. And like everybody else, I've had a little problem now and then with coax. But the thing that irritated me most, I bought a RTL SDR software-defined radio to hook up to my Android tablet, so I could just listen to stuff when I was essentially doing nothing, and I could not make this thing work. I fiddled with it for probably 2 months. I finally gave up and bought another one, different manufacturer, and it worked first time out of the box. So, like everybody else did, I didn't get this from Amazon, I got it from AliExpress. But, you have to know who you're getting your stuff from. So, there you go. And another thing, I bought a USBR, feed radio. I figured Arizona would be, I was going to do a little portable work, and I could not get the thing to get on the air. So I'm still working on that, but I expect to solve the problem sometime soon. That was only a week ago, so I'm still working on it. Other than that, most of my stuff has been very good. And with that, I will get back to net control, which is inside KTV.
All right, thanks, Bob. And then let's go over to Harold, AJ6 LU, K6 NLV.
Thank you, Ray. This is Harold, AJ6LU. Yes, bad purchases. I once got, also a coax cable. Brand was Theron. I was very excited. I don't know where I got it. But when I hooked it up, kind of fell apart right away. Then I noticed it was in China, where it was made. And I reached out to the seller, and they sent me a new cable instead of my money back. I thought, well, I don't want to have any bad experiences. So I left the bad cable in the bag in my drawer, and I bought something else. Life is too short to deal with bad cables, where you're trying to make contacts. So that's my little bit for tonight. Thank you for hosting the Net, Ray. This is Harold, AJ6LU.
All right, thanks, Harold. Let's see if there's any other check-ins that would like to check in to the net before we go back around again. So any check-ins, please call now phonetically with your call sign, please. All righty, doesn't sound like we got anybody else out there. That's okay. So here, I'll tell you one of my, I'm not going to say bad purchase, but just one that didn't work out for me. And that was, it was like 6 years ago now. Yeah, 6 years ago, I was first licensed. And I didn't have any HF radios yet, only had VHF, UHF. Was really interested in doing like DMR. The idea of going on link repeaters and getting, outside of just your local repeater range was interesting to me. So I bought it was an Alinco DMR radio and programmed that thing up and just found that I really didn't like DMR. It was cumbersome to do, and I eventually sold it and used the money for that to end up putting towards an HF radio and doing that. So that's my story. More, and then let's switch it around. Let's go back to so like what's a great purchase that you've had, and I'll start. And it's this radio I'm talking to you on right now, the Yaesu FT8800, and I got it at SOARA auction. So it was a great buy, great find, and I love it. Great little base station radio here for VHF and UHF. So let's go back to the top, and we'll switch the question around now to what's a great purchase you've had, and we'll go back to Dell, W6EDT, K6 NLV.
Well, thanks, Ray. And since this time you didn't limit it to under $100, I would say that one of the best purchases I've made in a while has been my Flex 6600. Very good radio, dual HF receive, single transmit, so you can do full SO2R if you like. But just works well. It's a software radio, so it needs a computer, and because it's a software radio, it has software bugs, like all radios have. But the good news is, because it's software, they're relatively easily fixed. And you can get someone interested in fixing them. But and Flex is, for a while, so they have a model that says basically with whatever software you buy with the radio, you get that software and all the upgrades in that line for free. And they've continued that practice, but now they're offering paid upgrades for all the upgrades made within 1 year. These aren't bug fixes, these are actual real upgrades, like new noise suppression algorithms or whatever. So I would have to say the Flex and the Flex infrastructure, the amp and the antenna tuner and stuff like that have worked out real well for me. And with that, I'll pass it back to Net, W6EDC.
All right, sounds good. Let's go over to Dan and 6RPR.
In the 6RPR, probably my favorite purchase is my chameleon antennas for doing POTA, SOTA. I love those things to death, and they've just been awesome for me. They do what they say they're going to do, high quality. So that's probably my favorite purchase is my chameleon antenna. And I'll pass it back to you in the 6RPR.
Yeah, I've seen your setup, and those do look great. So, and they work great. So that's awesome. All right, let's go over to Canoe, K6HIV.
Oh, good. I'm still awake. No, actually, I'm enjoying this very much. This is a very interesting conversation. This is K6HIV, and I think it's Bob. Forgive me, Bob, or CG, because I got it wrong. But mention a USDR radio, you as in Michael, that was the one that I bought. It was one of those models. There were actually several models that Amazon was selling. Some as low as $123 and up. Not a whole lot, 150, something like that. But I think I just got a bad one. And the deal with me on that was the fact that I got my money back and I still have the radio. So I guess I made out in that sense. And it was. And yeah, maybe I'll pass it over to somebody there at Corey Saturday and give them a fix for it. It'd be a great idea. Having a lot of fun with it. Now we're on to something, let's see, more? Now we're on to something about good stuff. Well, I don't have the money to buy the good stuff. But one bargain radio that I got that's working out very nicely for me is the Zygo or Zigo or something G90. Nice little radio, and I'm able to get it on the air. But I don't have a whole lot of time. It's just a radio. It's a low band radio, and it works. So you can't beat that. And it's kind of pretty and small, and a lot of fun living there. Only 20 watts with living up about 8 down. Real nice for photos, but I don't use those. It's in my driveway. So that works. Anyway, I'll pass it along back to his next control. This is K6HIV. You're having a wonderful time tonight. K6HIV.
All right, thanks for that, Canute. And yeah, no, I've heard wonderful things about that Zygo G90, or however you say it. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. But yeah, those are great. Let's go over to Mike, KI6WE.
Oh, that's a hard question to answer, so I'm just gonna keep it rolling here. Alpha 638, Seattle.
All right, thanks, Mike. And let's go over to Kevin. AJ6 Echo Echo. This is K6 NLV.
Oh, come on, Mike. You want to hear? That's all right. Well, let's see. Yeah, the G90 is a great little radio. You got a SWR. No, you got an auto tuner in it. You got an antenna analyzer in it. It's pretty nice. The screen's a little small. There is a product called the Quantum SDR. I bought that, and it gave me about a 4-inch screen, 4 or 5 inch, I think maybe 5, and connects directly to it. And you can go on YouTube and look at Quantum SDR. And the thing is, well, you get cat control, touch control on the Quantum. If you set up that way, you can actually control the radio with the stylus on the bigger screen. Anyways, kind of fun. And the other thing I really like, my older radio, I like all the HFs. Let's put that aside. The FTM 400 in the car, awesome radio for mobile. And on New Year's Eve, I bought the FTM 510. It was on sale over at the candy store for $4.99. The day before Christmas, so I treated myself. And I've been really happy with it. And I think I've had the 400 in the car for, 6 years or something like that. It just keeps going. So, yeah. It's all good. DJ680.
All right, awesome. That's, yeah, I have not got the Yaesu newer mobiles, you know, the ones that have the Fusion on there as well. But those are good radios. I love them. All right, let's go over to Anthony, N6HEC.
Well, Ray, AM6HEC, I don't know. I've had a hard time on this one. I have no idea which way I'm going with some of my favorite stuff here. Probably I'm probably gonna go with my DX10. When that came out, I went and bought the DX10, and on New Year's Eve actually. And it's funny because my friend had, there was also a ham, he had contacted me on the radio, did you get your DX10 yet? I go, well, I'm going to be leaving in a little bit, and it was actually New Year's Eve. He goes, you know they close early today, they don't close at 5, they close at 3 or something. And I had like 7 minutes to spare when I got there, and I bought it, and actually I bought it during COVID, so I didn't go in the store, they just left it outside the door. And I picked it up. So once I told him I was there, of course. I got to throw in another one, though, but because I do a lot of mobile. And I was going to go with my radio in the mobile, but I might have to say a big improvement was when I got the Tar Heel on the truck. That's amazing. So that antenna is really good. But those probably only my only two I'm going to say, but those are good purchases for me. Back to Nick.
Awesome, that's a great story. All right, let's go over to Roger, KK6LZB, K6NOE.
NOV. Probably the best, probably the overall purchase that I've had more recently is this ICOM ID5100 that I'm talking to on now. Been a pretty solid purchase, really happy. Similar to one of the other guys on the F9. I went to HRO and I had almost didn't make it before they closed. But luckily I had just about 10 minutes there and they were able to find my purchase. But back to you, this is 66.
All right, thanks, Roger. And let's go to Bob, N5KZD.
Thanks, Ray. This is N5KGB, and I'm going to do a little ancient history on my favorites. Right after I liked it was a tech, I bought a J2 FT101E. And 10 meters, I was amazed that I could get around the world. And I love that thing. I still have it, but it hasn't been out of the box in about 25 years now. So SI is pronounced as in Chinese. I found that out recently. More than 290. And I like that one. It's a very nice radio. As everyone has said, it's small. It's only 2 RP, 20 watts. But I was earlier listening to a guy in Washington State and both of us talking to each other. So I got a pretty good range there. I haven't made a whole lot of contacts on it because I've been doing other things, but I like the radio. And with that, I will get back to my control. This is a 5KGB.
All right, thanks for that, Bob. Let's go to Harold, AJ6LU.
Thank you, Ray. I recently made a purchase of a new Kenwood radio. It works really, really well. As you know, the happiest day is when you get a new radio. The saddest day is when it dies. I had a radio die the other day, and I decided to upgrade my quality requirements. The Kenwood TS590SG is a great radio. I set it up. It works really well, and I'm very happy with it. So yeah, that's definitely one of the best purchases I made right now. Thank you, and back to net. This is Harold, AJ6LU.
Yeah, you're right there. When they break, it's a sad day, but when you get the new one, it's a good day. Love it. All right, let's just see if there's. I think we'll do a 73 round here, but let's see if there are any late check-ins. If so, please call now. All righty, it's just us. So yeah, I think it's time for 73 round, and let's do that and go back up to the top. W6EDG, K6NOV.
Well, thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. I think I'm stepping on an ID here. But thank you for running the net. Really appreciate great net tonight. A lot of participation and heard some great stories. So with that, 73 all, back to net, W6EDG.
All right, 73 Dale, and let's go to Dan, K6NOV.
Instant LTR. Thanks for running the net tonight, Ray. Great net. Just a quick announcement for you guys going to SOARA Saturday. Take your mesh devices. The repeater that I have installed up at Gillerin is all updated and running great. You guys should have good mesh coverage up there. I'd like to see the channel get a little more activity. And with that, I will say 73 to everyone, and have a great night, and back to K6NOV, in 6 RPM.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. And yeah, that's just a good reminder for everybody as we're seeing 73 SOARA Saturday on Saturday. So we'll see you all there. All right, let's go over to Canute, K6HIV.
Ray, when I turn the this is K6HID. When I turn the radio on at the beginning of the net, you announced the call. I said, Ray's doing it again tonight. That's great. And I remembered some conversations that I overheard at the meetings. Nothing. They weren't private. Nothing. Between you and Dale and Ray. Ray 68. Yeah. Ray, the other thing, I'm sorry I messed up your phone. At any rate, where you say, I can't do that. I want to be terrible at it. Well, I'll give it a try, but I'm not going to be able to do a very good job. I just know that. And you're a bang-up net operator. Ray, and very much appreciate that you did jump in there, and that's you're doing such a great job on the net. So keep up the good work. And 7312, K6HID, back to net control.
All right, thanks for that, Canute, and 73. And let's head over to Mike, AI6WE, K6NOV. All right, Mike may have already said 73 there. So 73, Mike. Let's go over to Kevin, AJ6EE.
All right, guys and gals, if there's any out there, listeners or whatever. Yeah, thanks for letting me join. It was fun, interesting stuff. And everybody have a great week. AJ6 Echo Echo.
All right, 73, Kevin. And then let's go over to Anthony and 6 HEC, K6 NLB.
There we are. Had to grab the right microphone. But hey, thanks for doing the net, Ray, and looking forward to this weekend. I didn't realize we have a park again coming up here. So looking forward to that. We'll see you guys all there. Super fun night tonight. And thanks for doing the net again. Back to net.
I-73. Let's go over to Roger, KK6 LZB.
Thank you for running running the net tonight. Really good net. Lots of presentation, like the other make one. Learned some things from everybody, and I want to say 73 to you in the net, and back to net as well.
All right, 73, Roger, and thanks for joining. Let's go over to Bob, N5 KZV, K6 NLB.
Thanks for doing 10-5 KZV, and I'd like to echo what Ken said for you running the net race. It's always appreciated. All you guys who run the net are greatly appreciated from this side. And with that, I will say 73, 10-5 KZV.
All right, thanks for that, Bob. And 73. All right, let's go over to Harold, AJ6LU.
Appreciate you running the net, Ray, and I enjoyed listening to everybody, and I'll try to make the SOARA Saturday, even though I don't have a mesh repeater to upgrade. I hope to see other members and talk some radio. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night, AJ6LU.
All right, 73 Harold, and 73 all. It was a great net. I enjoyed it, and thanks to everyone for joining and pitching in. So that always makes it, I can only run it, and all your participation makes it a happening and fun net. So thanks for that. And remember articles for the propagator too. You can always send those my way. Always very appreciated. But thanks everyone, and 73, and I will return the repeaters back to normal operation and close the net. K6 NOV, clear.